Hello again, folks. So back in the workshop as always. As you see, well, you will have just seen I've put the wheel in. Things aren't as hunky-dory as I thought they were going to be. So the idea of putting this wheel in was based off the Tramontana Scrambler, which I'll put here, which has an XC back wheel in. I'm convinced of that. And I thought they just flipped it round because the drive's on the other side, line the drive up as all the way over, and then space the wheel in. Then I come to put this wheel in, and it's not quite that simple. I've done some measuring off the original wheel and this wheel, the offset and all that sort of thing, which I'll demonstrate in this video in a moment. But I just wanted to show you this on the bike. So I don't know if you can see this. I was concerned that I'd fitted the mudguard on the skew, but I'm certain that that's okay. So I don't know if you can see within there, but if we are dead centre to the wheel, the edge of the rim is off the end of the mudguard here, and this edge of the rim is within the mudguard. Hopefully that demonstrates it as best as I possibly can. So you can see we are skewed over to the left. Now I've had the drive lined up, checked the chain line, and that's absolutely fine. It's hard to get perspective of it here, but yeah, it's in line. That's where it is. So we're going to need a small little spacer this side, and a spacer this side, and the disc lines up, and I've measured from the sprocket to the disc platform, and that's the identical to the factory SE wheel and the Thruxton wheel. So that's all good, but the wheel is offset over to the left. So from looking at the Tramontana closer, you can see that they have put that here as well. They have spaced the caliper over. So they've moved the entire wheel over, and now there isn't enough room to do that and maintain the drive line. You have to make the cush drive smaller. So the only thing I can assume, because it doesn't look like, well, based on the fact that the caliper's spaced and the hub is the same width, the only thing you can do to need to space the caliper is make the hub smaller. So my assumption is they've machined the cavity where the cush drive is and the sprocket plate, and then reduce the cush drive rubbers to make up that space and then get the offset right so that the wheel runs true. I don't fancy doing that. I don't want to mess with the drive. So I have spoken to the fine folks at Central Wheel, and they believe they can make me a new set of spokes and re-offset this wheel by what I need. So we're going to take the wheel over today and drop that off. It's going to be about 6 or 7 weeks, they said, but I'll make a new set of spokes to suit the offset, true it all up, and then supply it back to me. So yeah, we'll go and visit them, drop the wheel off, but before we do that, I will demonstrate to you how I came to this conclusion. So I've just got back, been down to Central Wheel and dropped that wheel off to have the offset redone, but I did say I would demonstrate how I had to measure this to be sure I was putting it in the right place. So you can see it's a little bit difficult on the Bonneville cast wheels. I'll show you this. You can see there's quite a radius out to a lip, and measuring to there and then knowing you're on the centre, I wasn't overly happy about. But you can see here I've marked off on the centre of the cast line, the centre line which correlates to the centre of the hub, centre of the rim. So what I end up doing, take a datum straight edge across the disc mount and then measure in to that centre point, and that measured in at 82.5 millimeters. So then what we do, and I'll try and demonstrate on this rim here. We take another straight edge. Now, wheels I've seen are generally built with a tolerance of up to 60 thou, which is 1.2 millimeters, I think, is a 1.4, somewhere around there. It's over a millimeter anyway. So a steel ruler, as straight as you might think it is never going to be 100% straight, but it'll give you a good indication. You'll be within the world of tolerance compared to tyres, tyre width and all that sort of thing, and running front wheel to back wheel, geometry tolerances on the frame and that sort of thing. So we lay steel rule across here, and you see there's a very small gap there, which I measured out at 1 millimeter. There's a bit of out of true on this, so this is a spare wheel I've got that's stone chipped, but I know there's some run out in this wheel, not so much in the other one. So yeah, so you take that measurement, so we're 1 mil off the offset. What we know from other measurements is the distance from the disc platform here to the platform for the drive sprocket, when that's in place, is the same on the Tiger as the Bonnie. It's 175 millimeters. So we know the hub is the same width. So providing this is set up in the same alignment with the same spacing from the swing arm, the disc will be in the correct place as well. So this is all fine. So what we need to do is move the rim centre to be in accordance with what was originally on the Bonneville. So from taking that 1 millimeter measurement and then half the rim width, which outer edge is 5 inch, gives us a disc platform to centre of 64.5 millimeters. So that means in total the rim needs to move over by 18 millimeters, making a total offset from the platform, because we're already at 1 millimeter, of 19. So I've asked Central Wheel, they said they can make a new set of custom spokes and replace the brass nipples to offset that rim and move it over. They're also going to supply me a spare set of spokes for this particular wheel. So I seemed very wordy, and I'm not sure if the explanation was particularly clear, but essentially we're having the rim on the other wheel moved over by 18 millimeters. Now this all came about, and I bought the wheels with the intention of thinking I could throw them straight in, not doing a great deal of research, based on the Tramontana Scrambler as I showed you earlier. But like I say, it does seem like they've modified the hub drive and the cush drive area of the wheel and then spaced the brake over. I'm not overly comfortable with doing that. I think I'd rather have the wheel built to the correct offset for the bike. So that's the plan. At some point in the future, I'll have the spare set of spokes. I am going to buy a Triumph stand, and I am going to have a go at stripping and building this wheel to the spec of the other one. It's just, as a first go round, I wanted to be sure that it was 100%, and I've used Central Wheel in the past. There's mixed feelings there. Some people feel like Central Wheel are expensive, and by no means am I saying it's cheap to have it done, but you pay for what you get. Now, for total disclosure, to have that wheel stripped, a new set of spokes made, custom length to the offset I need for that wheel, rebuilt, trued up and back to me ready to roll, it's £160, which for me I don't think is bad. When you work on the average, you go into a garage to have any work done on your car or your bike, you're talking what, £45 an hour It's a very specialist skill that's a dying trade, and if the job's going to be done well, I'm more than happy to pay for it, to be honest. So yeah, that's the current plan with the wheel. Hopefully we'll get that sorted. Now, as an extra ending to this video, I had a parcel arrive. Yeah, I had a parcel arrive, and it's not a particularly exciting parcel, but it's a parcel nonetheless. So there it is. So let's get this open and see what we've got. Yeah, so what we got here is a used but very good condition set of side panels in the same colour as my petrol tank, with added little Union Jack stickers. That one is very, very close to the Bonneville logo, the other one's got a gap, but hey ho. Yeah, I've gone for these. They are lighter, so that's the only reason. Save the weight where you can, and the original black ones are pretty scratched up. I'll grab one of them there. Probably the best one out of the two, but I don't know if you can pick that up. I think these are actually flat black as well, whereas the tank and those other set of side panels are metallic. So yeah, very happy with those. Oh, let's try one on the bike actually. See how that looks. Obviously they haven't got the grommets and things in, but let's try one of them on. Yep, it's a Bonneville side panel. Nothing spectacular there, but you know, something I'm happy with. I think that'll about do it for this one, guys. I hope that was enough detail. I've had a couple of chats with a few people, especially on the Triumph Scrambler Facebook page, relating to detailing the videos, and it's hard to strike the balance because I don't want my videos to go on too long, but the nature of that is we time lapse quite a bit and we end up losing some detail. So if there's ever anything that I put in a video and you think I'd like to know a bit more on that, just drop it in the comment section below. I'll happily go back over a few things or whatever else. I've got some more detail. I am putting the wiring detail video together. It's just extensive, so you'll probably get the build thick and fast. We may go over to doing more detailed stuff for Sunday's uploads when I can't get over to work on the other Bonnie. There's progress afoot for that. We've got a quote out now for the machining work and all that sort of thing, so hopefully get some headway on that, get them things posted off, and yeah, get some of these bikes back on the road in time for when the weather turns up and the lockdown lifts. So thank you for joining me, guys. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. So click like, subscribe, all the good stuff as usual, and yeah, for now, keep safe, take it easy.